everything that went wrong during the Jersey Rally.
I'm not sure where I am now.
Well done finding where we were halfway through the stage though.
And what we've learnt from it. Welcome to the Gentleman's Motor Racing Team. We are competing in motorsport as a fun experience, and we're kind of unique because most of our sponsorship is through crowdfunding by lovely people like you. So thank you very much. Timing.
So what would our time be?
13:40.
Timing is everything in rallying.
So what start time will be then? 13:47:30.
You have to be at service at the right time, you have to be at stage arrival at the right time, and most of the time you have to work those times out yourself.
I don't think people realise how much rallying is a maths game as well.
That's what I find the most stressful, the whole admin in between.
Well, we're learning.
We're learning.
I'm gonna have to write this down. Even trying to explain it, my brain's frying. I need a pen and a paper. So imagine it's 13:53 and you've got 15 minutes to get to service out. What time do you need to be at service out? 5 plus 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 7. Anyway, can you see what I'm getting at? That's quite an easy one and I can't work it out under pressure of doing it on film. Unfortunately, what you can't do is use normal sums as in, you know, a normal calculator because it's time, isn't it? There's 60 in a minute. But we did find an app. Look at that, an hours and minutes app. So I can type into it 13:53 plus 15 equals 14:08. It's just one of those things that it was just nice to be able to double check your maths because obviously there's a lot of pressure trying to get the car ready, get your kit on, doing the thing. So what we've learnt is if there's any doubt that your sums are right, use the proper time calculator to make sure it's right because we did make a couple of mistakes.
52. Okay. 13:57. Yep.
Getting lost on stage. Yeah, we did. Katrin lost her place on one of the night stages.
I'm not sure where I am now.
But this could have easily have happened on one of the day stages because there's so many turns. But what we have learned from watching other in-car videos from other crews is they put a lot of checkpoints in their stages, so like datums so they know where they are. So what we've learned is next time when we do the recce, basically on every page we need to find at least one obvious landmark and mark that on the pace notes. So then if Katrin gets lost at any point, she can look on that page and go, aha, we've passed that landmark. We must be between that landmark and the landmark on the other page. I think we're going to practice that at the island stages coming up, which is our next rally. Losing your place is part of rallying, and the trick is getting back on track again. Getting lost on the road sections. It sounds like we were getting lost all the time, and yes we were. So this is going basically from either service to the start of the stage or from one stage to the next stage. You drive on the public roads, follow the rules of the road, but you follow tulip maps. When we were doing the recce on the road sections, on the tulip maps it actually tells you how far it is from one junction to the next junction that you need to know about, and we used the rally app to know whereabouts we were and how long it was until we got to that junction. Of course, once we finished doing the recce, we kind of quite wrongly thought that we got that sussed, and we didn't use that on the road sections during the rally itself. Obviously during the rally you're doing an awful lot more stuff, and at the night section when we couldn't see all the landmarks, we actually misjudged how far it was to the next junction, and that's where we got lost. So on day 2 we started using it all the time on the road section, and of course that reduced the stress because you didn't have to worry about how far it was to the next junction. So a question to you, do you have any advice about navigating either on the stage or on the road sections about getting lost? There must be decades of experience out there that we could learn from. If you have, please put it down in the description, because every day is a school day. Losing our time card. The time cards are essential for recording arrival times and stage times. Some events, you have to hand these into time control and they're like a mandatory thing. However, on the Jersey Rally, they were only there for our own personal records to make sure that we knew what was going on. Katrin repeatedly told me that her door wasn't closing properly and she was having to slam it shut, and it kind of twisted as the day went on, leaving a little gap in the bottom. Sod's law, that's exactly where the time card fell out. And not until a few days later did we realise the marshal that returned it to us was also called Kevin. 3 Kevins in 3 classic minis and 1 marshal called Kevin who saved the day. The door is now fixed, but also this does really highlight how much paper juggling a navigator has to do. Running out of fuel. Yeah, believe it or not. Okay, so we have a 30-litre centrally mounted fuel tank in the boot and a swirl pot. So during day 1, we would do 2 stages and then return back to service where we could check the car and refuel if we had time. Each one of those runs would use half a tank of fuel in our little classic mini. Not an issue, because obviously we could refuel. The night stages would be different. So after stage 7 and 8, we would drive all the way back to service where we could refuel, but there'd be no service between stages 9, 10, 11 and 12. And these would be the longest road sections of the event. The fear was that we were going to run out of petrol, and we were trying to work out if we had enough time during one of the road sections between stages to pop into a fuel station and refuel. However, the broken alternator bracket made that problem null and void. We do have plans to put standard twin fuel tanks back into the Classic Mini, but that is a job for the summer refit. Going back to the alternator issue, that's also going to be the subject of our next video, because it turns out my water pump pulley was also not in line. If you'd like to support our little team, there's no better way than becoming a patron or a YouTube member. Not only will your contributions help fund our required licenses and membership so we can do the sport that we love to do, you'll also have access to an additional video I make every week known as the midweek update video. The YouTube algorithm says you may be interested in this video here. I'm not going to argue, but if you want to see a free midweek update video from our archives, check out this one here. Right, that's it from me. Thank you very much. See you next week. Ta-ta for now.